Hello guys, it's Ahmed here again from Cologne Kingdom, and today we're going to be reviewing quickly the Essence Vault. In particular, we have the 197 inspired by the Dior Sauvage and the 200 inspired by the very famous Creed Aventus. And we're going to be seeing, is it worth your money? Is it a scam? Are they good imitations and everything else? So let's go. So first, let's compare the 197 to the Dior Sauvage EDP. Now, we've all tested this one before. It's a very citrusy, very masculine, very popular scent for men. And yeah, is this going to be as good as this, basically? So this is the cheaper copy of this. So guys, scenting it right now, it's a good imitation. I've been smelling it now for like the past minute. Um, Off of the opening notes as well, the bergamot, the citrus, it's there. The lavender now is starting to set in. So yeah, guys, I've tried this before. I've used this many times, and this is almost indistinguishable. I think that's the word. It's very similar. I think it does have a slight synthetic undertone, but that's very slight. I think for most people, they won't be able to detect that, especially in the air. I think it's going to smell very similar. So the 197, I think, is a good imitation. Now let's try out the 200. Now this is the one that I really want to test out. The reason being, Creed Aventus is a classic, it's timeless, and most importantly, it's really expensive. So if this at a fraction of the price can produce anywhere near the performance and the quality and the scent, that's unbelievable, and I would suggest buying it. So let's see if it's as good. Guys, unfortunately, no, it doesn't smell as good. To be honest, it doesn't even smell that similar. So I can smell the pineapple. The pineapple is a prominent note in the Creed Aventus, but the fruitiness and the sweetiness of the Creed Aventus doesn't exist in this one. But most importantly, it does scent pretty synthetic. I mentioned synthetic tones a little bit in the 197. It's now like 10 times bigger with the 200. It does smell quite a bit like chemicals and alcohol. So it doesn't smell as well blended together. The quality isn't as good. And the sweetness and the fruitiness of the Creed Aventus that makes it so well known, you really can't find with the 200 for some reason. So I can smell the similarities in the pineapple scent, but firstly, it smells like a different cologne entirely. Like I'm not even convinced this is supposed to be the Creed Aventus. Not only that, whatever it's supposed to be, it just doesn't smell that high quality, guys. Very synthetic feel to it. Uh, yeah. In terms of the performance, now the Essence Vault is actually known for producing fragrances with good performances. So this one lasts, both of them I think last about 7 to 9 hours. In terms of longevity, the power seems good. One thing about it though is that having applied it now on my skin, I don't know if you can see that, but it does look quite oily where I put the fragrance. Usually that doesn't happen. So when I wear fragrances, usually it absorbs pretty well in my skin. But for some reason, I can see like an oily stain on my hands. I don't know, maybe if that's how it reacts to my skin in particular, or maybe if it's a show of the quality of the ingredients being used by the Essence Vault. But either way, I don't know what that is, and I don't like that too much. But in terms of the actual projection and performance in that way, it's decent. So I see the appeal for this, but I still wouldn't buy it. The first reason being the synthetic undertone that we spoke about. It just smells a little bit cheaper than the original. It doesn't smell as well blended together. But most importantly, because there's a better alternative out there. Now, if you're on fragrance TikTok or social media, you've probably heard of the Asal Latafa. It's an Arabian scent. It's a take on the Dior Sauvage GDP. But unlike the Essence Vault, it actually puts its own spin on the fragrance. Why I'm suggesting this in this video is because if you were to get a full bottle of this versus the full bottle of this is actually cheaper. Okay, so this is like a vanilla, more casual, cleaner take on the EDP Dior Sauvage. I would even go as far as to say, and this is just my own subjective opinion, I think this is better than Dior Sauvage. And it's cheaper, not only than Dior Sauvage, but it's cheaper than the 197 Essence Vault. So if you're looking for an affordable alternative, I would highly recommend this. It's usually for the winter though. So if you're looking for something for the summer, it might not work, but an affordable EDP Dior Sauvage take. Now I have quite a bit to say about the 200. Should you buy this? I think you see it coming. The answer is again no, but this is an absolute no. Well, the 197, I do see arguments for buying it, and I don't think it's a bad purchase, but this is a bad purchase objectively. Now, it just doesn't smell high quality. It's very synthetic, and most importantly, it doesn't smell like the Creed Aventus. And now that makes a lot of sense, obviously, because the Creed Aventus costs about £400 to £500 for a reason. Now, yes, at a certain point, you are just paying for the brand and for the exclusivity of the bottle. But Aventus has access to the very best ingredients, the very best chemists and perfumers, the very best equipment to use. And so it would have been insane if the Essence Vault, with a fraction of that budget, would have been able to produce a scent as good as the Creed Aventus. So the reality is, if you want the Creed Aventus, you just have to buy the Creed Aventus. I know it's not what you want to hear, but it is a classic, timeless scent. It was released in 2010, and somehow it's more popular today than it was back then. And so that's just a testimony to how classic and how original that scent is. There really isn't anything like that. And if there was something like the Creed Aventus, by the way, it would cost similar to the Creed Aventus because of the amount of resources that would be needed to produce a bottle as good as that. So what should you buy instead? What is alternative affordable options for the Creed Aventus? Again, there's nothing identical to it, but there's two that I suggest that would work very great. First is the Club de Nuit Intense. If you've heard of this one, absolutely buy it. It's an affordable, high quality scent. Again, an Arabian scent. It shares similarities with the Creed Aventus DNA, but it's a lot louder. So this is more for going out, special events, occasions and stuff. So that's one of them. I think it sits between £25 to £35, just less than $50 in the US. The second would be Mont Blanc Explorer. Now this is a little bit more expensive. I think it's between £50 to £60 in the UK. It's about $70 to $80 in the US. It's great. It's a casual scent for me. It's Mont Blanc's most underrated scent. I have a lot of Mont Blanc perfumes, and this is one of my favorite from them. It's casual. It's the type of scent you can wear and you can just spray it a couple of times before you leave the home. You don't think too much about it because it's very inoffensive. It's casual. And again, the fruity sweetiness, the leather of the Creed Aventus exists as well in the Mont Blanc Explorer. So it's a great scent, and at maybe not a very affordable price point, but for its quality, it's very affordable. So lastly, guys, is the Essence Vault a scam? No, I don't think they're a scam. I don't think it's a scam. I just think that if you are looking for affordable fragrances, guys, just buy affordable fragrances. Now, these are all examples of fragrances: the Nautical Voyage, Assad Lattafa, Roma EDP, that cost me less than £20, £30, have their own unique identity, have great performances, great quality, and were cheap. You know, so if you have a budget, then just buy fragrances that are cheap, but are high quality, instead of buying cheap imitations of high quality scents, if that makes sense. So that's my review, guys. That's my take on it. If you guys disagree, if you have anything to add, please comment below. I would love to hear it. If not, please like and subscribe. But yeah, that's my review of the Essence Vault and whether or not it's a scam. Thanks for watching, guys.